So it's only 5 or 6 slides that I have. A lot of you know the work that we've been doing over the last 5 to 7 years, and it's really exciting to see the development that's been happening globally with our partners. It's really exciting to see all the work that Canada's been working on, and I think going forward we're going to have a lot of different tools that we can all partner on and databases that we can build upon, and I think everybody's in the mood to share everything, which is super exciting. So I'm just going to give updates on the stuff that's been happening in our program over the last year and a half. A lot of the stuff that we've kind of sunsetted, we've done what we've done, and we've moved on. So we started out, I think it was in 2017, with helping to fund the development of the CITES database using the DART work at the Fish and Wildlife Lab in Ashland, Oregon. But all that kind of stuff has been done, and so I'm just going to talk today about the things that are ongoing at the moment. So basically there's 2 projects that I'm working full-time on, and one is the last year and a half, this partnership with Bogor Agricultural University. And there's been the opportunity through funding from Norway to work on the development of reference databases. And specifically, we started out with a pilot using Diospyros celebica, but we're going to move on for phase 2 this coming year. We'll start in spring 2021. And we're going to do genetic reference databases for an additional 9 species, target species. And we're also working with Lippi and Fordia with the ICO app, doing the wood anatomy identification with the same species. So, and then the second project that I'll talk about is the World Forest ID project. So far in Indonesia, this last year and a half, we've worked with 320 samples, developing the database based off those from 20 different sites, or from 16 different sites and 20 individuals per site. So we have a lot of data there. And then, like I said, phase 2 will begin in 2021, and we're looking at 9 different target species that we're kind of assessing at the moment. So, and the anatomical stuff, like I said, is we're going to be using the ICO app. That if you don't know about that one, that's the handheld that the Bogor Xylaria has developed over the last year and a half. So we're going to be using that tool with them. So here's our team in Bogor, and they've been working on full genome libraries as well as SNP libraries. So this is just using the Pickering punch, which I'll talk about in a minute. This is a tool that we've developed for the World Forest ID program. It's just an extraction tool that works really well without any electricity and no batteries. So it's been useful when you're way deep in the woods. This is our World Forest ID webpage, so we can navigate there and take a look and peruse our website. This is our consortium and our advisory board. So the World Forest ID project is kind of came about as we joke that it was more of a pizza group, that it was the U.S. Forest Service International Programs, Kew Botanic Gardens, Agri-ISO Lab, and WRI and Forest Trends with the help of University of Tennessee and University of Connecticut to develop this global referencing project. So, I'll talk a little bit more specifically in a minute about what we developed over the course of the last 3 years. But in 2017, it was really, can we come together as these, 5 partners to go out and do sampling expeditions, and we worked very closely with the U.S. Department of Justice and the UK competent authorities to develop protocols that would be very useful in a court of law and be able to be held up by prosecutors in a court of law. So it's really this kind of light chain of custody from the field all the way to the lab in terms of how we obtain data and how we curate data and how that data is stored. So far, we've got the U.S. Oak project that was kind of our pilot project that was underway in 2017. That was finished, and then in 2018 and still working now, we've been developing stable isotope data for Peru, Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala. We've also sampled through the Solomon Islands, and our PNG sampling will start in October. We are also sampling in Thailand. That starts in a couple of weeks. We've been able to do this even through COVID from our partners that are doing audits in forests, especially through FSC concessions. So, and then for 2021, we're expecting to do Eastern Europe. I don't know if Russian Oak will go forward. We're still kind of waiting on that. We have finished off Gabon earlier than expected. We finished that in the spring, but we'll probably go back. And then, yeah, 2021, the Baltic states. So like I said, we've developed tools and protocols in consultation with the Department of Justice here and the UK competent authorities. We've had them really on our side, advising us the whole way in terms of what they needed. And so we tried by building these different tools to fit their requirements. The Pickering Punch is a wood extraction tool, and I'll show you a picture of that. I showed one earlier. It's a non-electric, non-battery, just handheld extraction tool, but it works kind of as a weighted hammer that makes for ease of use. Even in these really dense trees like Diospyros, we were able to easily use it and get nice cores. So field sampling kits along with that. We have a phone app that University of Tennessee has built for us, and then University of Connecticut is working on the open source reference database where our analytical data will be housed and curated. So on the left-hand side there, the orange bag, that's our Pickering Punch kit that we send out to our collectors in the field. And on the right-hand side, at the top of the picture, there is just a little infogram of how it works. So the collectors in the field have their phone app. They have barcodes that are sent to them with a sampling kit. And those barcodes are stuck onto different either bags or wood core containers, and that gets shipped back to Q, and Q is who takes a look at the data coming in, analyzes the wood samples and the leaf samples in terms of quality control, QA, QC, and then that material gets housed at Q and subsampled and sent on to our partner labs. And right now our partner labs are Agri-ISO Lab for the stable isotope analysis, and then WISC, which is University of Oregon, and Katie will be talking about WISC, and that's who's doing the chemical analysis by DART. So the pictures below, they're kind of small, so I apologize, but that's the use of the Pickering Punch and how it works. It's kind of a bang it into the tree, and then there's this kind of back-weighted piece that helps you or helps the collector pull the wood core out of the tree. So it's been really useful, like I said, even the densest trees in Indonesia. This is what our phone app looks like. A lot of information is collected here. There's a lot of backstops that we've put in so that it's very difficult to hack the system. So there's no data that's ever deleted. So even if there was someone in the forest who was collecting data and they had, you know, an opportunity to put in some data that was incorrect because they had agenda that was, you know, not something that was on the up and up, we'd be able to keep that data and they wouldn't be able to change that data. So everything that's on the back end that's saved never gets deleted. So we can see exactly where, you know, GPS locations were, even if you can actually manually go in and put GPS data in, but the actual GPS data from the phone is collected and saved. So there's no way to manipulate the phone app. This is where we've sampled so far. Actually, this is probably a little bit out of date, and those are the sampling numbers. Yeah, PNG's not in. Oh, yeah, it is. Solomon Islands aren't in there yet, so it's a little bit out of date. And you can find all of this on our website. And then just our partnerships. Yeah, partnerships are key in this situation. So we're really looking forward to working with Canada and with WISC and with GTTN and ITTO and all the partners going forward. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Otherwise, like they said, this will be available to you.